the board to agree to schedule a public hearing at the June town board meeting.
Actually, Madam Supervisor, we have there's a procedure that needs to be followed, and we have a
Tell me what it is.
draft of a local law from the county in that package that was given
Yes.
to us, so that's fine.
Right.
The only thing that we need to do first tonight
Right.
is the town board needs to declare itself to be lead agency
You all have this.
on this matter, to start the clock running on that. And then the second point I would suggest is that it circulate copies of all the notices to all the surrounding municipalities and the town boards. We read it has all that information.
Right.
So we can start with that, and the public hearing can also be set. So I think the first thing should be a vote that on the proposed application that the town declares itself to be lead agency.
Okay.
Do we?
And that's a motion?
Yeah, we do have to do seeker on it. There is a seeker review in terms of an EAF.
Do we have to sign off on the local law first? Because this is the document that they're saying we need to abide by.
That document you can use. I've reviewed it in the past. It is a standard template basically for the town for that. We don't have to, in order to set the public hearing, we have to have something in front of us, and that document can be essentially the document that we use. It can be modified after the public hearing, any comments out of that. The only issue is if there's significant changes from the public hearing that would modify the proposed local law in a major way, then it would need to be changed in another public hearing. But from what's in front of you there, that's pretty flexible in terms of being able to vote.
So what we need to do is we need to declare the town board lead agency.
That would start the process.
And
you can choose to do a draft of the local law, or you can choose to do it at a different schedule. If you want to set a public hearing tonight, what you should do is consider declaring yourself lead agency. That doesn't make a decision on whether you're going to pass it or not. It just says we're going to start the seeker review, and we're going to be the board to do the seeker review. That's all that really does.
Is this in the green books?
Yes,
It is.
I believe so.
Now, when you do the seeker review, is a town, how is that taken care of?
Seeker review is essentially in a short form or long form EAF in this case, which is an environmental assessment form, and it says basically, will the proposed action have any significant changes to the environment? They have prepared a draft long form EAF as part of the package. The town reviews that, looks through that. It can make any comments or changes and see what that would be. Generally, when you're talking about an administrative action like this, we're not changing zoning boundaries, we're not changing zoning regulations, so they're probably, and I can't say that because we haven't done the review, but obviously it's seeker is going to be, has this had any significant effect? Most times it's considered to be able to do what they call negative declarations being adopted, or a neg dec, which means that it does not have a significant impact. That is the kind of the board, that's the plan for how seeker would go through. All of what they've given you is the same documentation that other municipalities have used to pass it. It is pretty much pro forma in terms of the language, but obviously the town, if you want, we can modify it, look at it separately. And all the issues can come up at a public hearing on whether or not this is not the substance of the law, this is just the process to adopt it. The public hearing really should be the substance of what's in it and whether that's desirable.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
No.
I'm shutting up now.
Because I think we had some issues with how it was going to affect the master plan and things of that nature. Because we had
It doesn't replace a master plan
let me
committee, it's a
let me-
resource for it
Let
now.
me finish, because in the adoption of the Greenway Connections local law, it does say The town of Stanford hereby adopts the Statement of Land Use Policies, Principles, and Guides entitled Greenway Connections, Greenway Compact Program and Guides for Dutchess County Communities. So it appears we would have to adopt their Statement of Land Use Policies, Principles, and Guides, which may be inconsistent with what the Master Plan Committee...
Did you see section 4?
Yes. I
Nothing in
understand.
this local law, nothing in this local law shall be construed to limit the home rule authority of the town under state law to make local land use and zoning decisions,
Mhm.
to authorize any other entity to supersede the town's land use laws and regulations, or to impose any requirements on the town,
Right, so I think...
to prevent the town in its sole discretion from adopting a local law at a later date for the purpose of withdrawing from the Greenway Compact. It doesn't, it has no effect. The only thing the Greenway can do is have a beneficial effect, or you don't make use of it at all.
Well, I
But it
think,
has no negative consequences for a
I
town.
think we need to get a little bit more clarification because those two items are in direct conflict with each other. And this is a document that we would have to adopt, so if...
But we're not adopting it tonight, Mark. What we're
understand that.
doing is just saying that we can go ahead and begin the process so that it doesn't just linger month after month after month. If the town board agrees to go ahead with the process tonight, all of those discussions can be had and looked at. And if it's important, if the town board wants to amend anything at that point, they can. It can be done.
I think we need a little bit more time to review it.
Well, that's what this is doing. This is getting us on the process.
No, I mean, without doing anything tonight.
In other words, you do not want to begin the process
I don't
tonight.
feel comfortable with it because there's too many unanswered questions and it
We're not
does-
voting on this,
I
Tom.
understand
We're
we're
not
not voting on
voting
it,
on
but I
this.
need more time to look at it. And I know it's...
I'm gasping, yes. I am gasping.
Well, keep in mind,
It's time consuming and I just don't want to just say yes to something because there's a lot of things involved in here.
But what we're saying
We're
is,
not-
yes, we're going to review it, formally
Tonight you
review
just
it.
want to decide if we're going to...
We just want to start the process so that it doesn't linger for another month or 2 months, because it takes time to do this. There has to be time to get seeker done. There has to be time to have a public hearing. And then there's a vote.
The old saying,
And
it's
there's-
too good to be true, it usually is.
There should be time. I mean, there will be time for everybody to read this. It's not very many pages. It's very short. In fact, it's just 1 page, both sides.
But I was
And then there's
really
the
looking
assessment
at it.
form after that in this packet. But all right,
You just want to declare
yes.
us as lead
Yeah.
agency.
So I would like to make a
Right.
motion that we declare the town
there's
lead
no
agency.
obligation whatsoever,
No,
nothing whatsoever.
not as declaring yourself in lead agency, none.
And what's the
There-
process after that? We have to...
Bill just explained it. We have to set a public hearing and we have to do the C-Corps.
So we would have to...
And neither of those are votes.
The other option that you've got is you can circulate it now without
Mhm.
declaring lead agency to all board within the town, and then you just wait for comment to come back. Any town board, any board in an action could declare themselves to be lead agency. You could make the planning board lead agency on this. I mean, it's up to the town board.
Right. Keep in mind, the gentleman just came on Monday to present this to the town board at the workshop. And also, his recommendation was that it be circulated to all the committees for comment.
Well, it should be.
And there was concern that surrounding counties haven't adopted the compact and the reasons and whatnot.
No, we're the only one who
No, we're the
hasn't.
only one in Dutchess County. that
County.
has.
You had a question about
Right.
other counties. I have no concern about that. His explanation was very clear to me,
Mhm.
which is that Dutchess County was the first to sign on to the Greenway. It was sort of the model or the test case, if you will, that over 10 years, every town in Dutchess County has signed on to the compact, because in fact the compact has provided only benefits for towns that want to make use of it. Nothing negative. It does not have, it does not over